Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yep, you probably heard it right, I am literally chuckling as I say my intro, because this Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot figure, this character, man, she is truly something else. It's crazy how there's just no competition in Democrat cities. I mean, how people like Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Eric Swalwell, Adam Schiff can just get re-elected into office with incredible margins every single campaign cycle without actually doing any work or without really any performance, no real track record to campaign on. The fact that these Democrat grifters can just somehow manage to retain their positions of power perpetually is just a fascinating phenomenon. How do they do it? I mean, really, how do they do it? They're so bad at campaigning. Not only are they bad at campaigning, their rhetoric is awful and they suck at debating. They suck at pretty much everything that you would probably expect a politician to be good at. And the greatest example right now is Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Holy moly, what an absolute clown, what an absolute disaster this woman continues to be. Maybe a month ago or so, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was telling the people of the city of Chicago that they should vote for her because she has all the solutions to crime, and her number one solution at the time was the elimination of cash. Of course, we clowned on that video a million different times. Well, this next clip and this next argument as she's pleading to Chicago residents to vote for her is equally as pathetic, if not much more. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, take a look at this. A viral moment from Lori Lightfoot's most recent event that'll probably have you face-palming.
Any vote coming on the side for somebody not named Lightfoot is a vote for Chuy Garcia or Paul Vallis.
That's it. That's it.
If you want them controlling your fate and your destiny, then stay home. Then don't vote. Don't vote. Don't vote. But we've got to do better.
Yep, you got it. That was Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's version of Joe Biden's infamous Charlemagne the God moment.
But if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
She changed it a little bit, of course, to make it seem a little bit less racially motivated and offensive. If you don't vote for me, then just stay at home and don't even vote. You might as well just throw it away, because the other options apparently are so terrible. She then goes on to finish, after making that claim, that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done and a whole lot of problems, which is probably the funniest part of that clip.
But we've got to do better.
You better vote for me, because if you're not voting for me, you're voting for the wrong person. But I suck and we need to do a whole lot better. Not exactly confidence inspiring. Don't vote for the other guy, vote for me, who's had a terrible track record and I definitely need to improve. And I apologize for being such a terrible leader and having such an awful track record. But vote for me because there's no other option. I told you, there's only one reaction. Now, the craziest part is that this is clearly insane. This woman is clearly an unhinged lunatic. I mean, we've covered her private emails, the way she treats her staff, her Yelp account or her Yelp reviews, which is a whole crazy rabbit hole into the mind of Mayor Lori Lightfoot on its own. This is clearly insane. She's insane. She's terrible at making a pitch to voters, yet somehow she found herself being the mayor of Chicago and winning the last election with 74% of the vote. I mean, it's pure craziness. All you need to win in a city like Chicago is a D next to your name. You don't need to be competent. You don't need to have a good track record. You simply need to say, I'm a Democrat, and it's pretty much done and sealed. It's really a crazy phenomenon. Now, what's currently going on in the city of Chicago, and the reason Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is sounding completely insane and unhinged like this, is because supposedly she's losing pretty bad to this Paul Vallis individual. Here's how the race currently stands.
Now to the race for Chicago mayor. A new independent poll by M3 Strategies shows Paul Vallis leading the 9 candidates at 32%. He's followed by Brandon Johnson, Lori Lightfoot, and Chuy Garcia. Take a look at your screen. If no candidate has more than 50% on election day, there'll be a runoff between the 2 top candidates.
But if you think that change is coming, well, you have another thing coming. Well, the answer is nope. Paul Vallis, he's a Democrat. Brandon Johnson, he's a Democrat. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, a Democrat. And Mr. Chuy Garcia, also a Democrat. Such variety. You can't even run as a Republican in Chicago. There's literally no point. point. It's nothing but different iterations of Democrat, all running against each other, vying for power, implementing basically the exact same agenda, and failing the voters of Chicago, elected term after elected term. I mean, the last guy, Rahm Emanuel, was an absolute unmitigated disaster. He was one of the most hated mayors in America, a complete clown, and he was succeeded by Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who had a serious resume, kind of similar to the same resume as Karine Jean-Pierre, the first openly LGBT woman of color. She was supposed to come in and clean up the whole mess that Rahm Emanuel made, and well, like a drug-addicted tenant, she left the place in a whole lot bigger of a mess, much more of a pigsty than initially when she came in. Well, don't worry, folks, this time it's gonna be different. The definition of insanity. This time we're gonna get Donald Trump. Nah, you get what I mean. This time it's gonna be different. This time, this Democrat is a different Democrat, and this Democrat's gonna have a real stellar track record, bringing us to the promised land. Oh, really? How's that strategy worked over the last however many decades in the city of Chicago? I don't think a Republican has been elected as mayor in the city of Chicago for possibly 100 years? Well, more or less. The last Republican mayor of the city of Chicago was William Hale Thompson, otherwise known as Big Bill, and he served as mayor of Chicago from 1915 to 1923, and again from 1927 to 1931. So just shy of a century ago was the last time the people of Chicago elected a Republican. It's been nearly 100 years of electing a different Democrat with a different face, a different Democrat with a different identity lately, and it's been nearly 100 years of downward, steady decline. The last guy's pitch was probably something along the lines of, elect me again into office. There's a lot of problems that I may or may not have created, and elect me again so I can solve them. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is now basically saying the same thing. We've done a pretty bad job. Elect me again so that I can solve all the problems I created. Under her watch, Chicago police departments have essentially caved in. Crime is spiking through the roof, and Chicago is hitting record highs in homicide rates. But elect her again to fix the problem, and now the next guy is definitely gonna solve that problem with another D next to his name. Not gonna happen. You Democrats in Democrat cities are in an abusive relationship, or probably a better description, it's Stockholm Syndrome. You're voting and supporting your own damn abuser. It's a very interesting phenomenon. It's a fascinating phenomenon. But don't worry, because this time it's gonna be different. I'm sure this Paul Vallis guy is gonna be exactly what Chicago needs to get everything back in order. Just like Democrats told us Eric Adams was gonna solve all the problems in New York City. But just to move away from the pessimistic rhetoric, I don't want to burden these liberals with too much truth and too many facts, too much reality. They're allergic to reality, as we know, and basic common sense. At least there's something relatively good happening. It seems to be the end of Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's career, the end of her political career. And that I'd say is an absolute positive. That's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing for Chicago residents. It's kind of a bad thing for my YouTube channel because, man, have I farmed millions of views off Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and so I'm certainly going to miss her. I guess it was good while it lasted. But after all the lies, the media confrontation, the embarrassing moments, the leaked emails, the failures, after everything, it's all coming to an end. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is desperate, unhinged, resorting to pathetic, cheap tactics as she clings on to power. My assumption here, or my prediction here, is that, of course, it's going to lead to absolutely nothing fruitful for her. She is done. Her career is over. I don't think she's ever going to get elected to any significant position of power ever again. We've called her many times the worst mayor in America. I think after Bill de Blasio stepped down from the mayor's office in New York City, I think that was a very accurate statement, and now Mayor Lori Lightfoot's career is officially over. That's what I got for you guys, though. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Of course, you know that we would love to have you here at the Liberal Hive Mind, even though the entertainment quality of this YouTube channel is going to go down, sadly, after Mayor Lori Lightfoot is gone. But like usual, thanks for watching, friends, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.